Monday, 8:55 a.m. The elevator doors open on the ninth floor, and 5 people who have nothing in common except an employee badge step out together. Ace walks out first, chin up, tie straight, like he's about to give a talk nobody invited him to. Dex follows 2 steps behind, already mid-thought, already 3 conclusions ahead of whatever hasn't been said yet. Rex trails in with his arms crossed before he's even sat down, his face arranged into the universal expression of, "This is going to be stupid." Luna drifts in last, but somehow first in spirit, headphones half on, eyes somewhere over the horizon. And then there's Pip, badge clipped, coffee untouched, already apologizing to the door for getting in his way. 5 people, 5 different ways of surviving the same 9 hours. You'd think they were here to work. The real answer is far stranger. They're here to perform, and every single one of them has a completely different show. 9:30, Conference Room B, the meeting Ace called quick 40 minutes ago. Ace stands at the head of the table like he owns the building, even though he just rents a cubicle 3 doors down. He says the word alignment 4 times in one sentence and somehow makes it sound like a military strategy. Nobody understands what's been decided, but everyone nods because nodding is cheaper than asking. Dex raises a hand. Dex always raises a hand. Actually, if you think about it, and then says the exact thing everyone already silently agreed with 10 minutes earlier, just slower, with footnotes. Dex isn't trying to be annoying. Dex genuinely believes a meeting isn't real until he's said something in it. Why does every meeting need someone to restate the obvious like it's a discovery? Because in an office, being heard matters more than being right. Ace built an entire career on that one sentence. Rex sits at the far end, arms folded, eyes half closed, the human embodiment of a heavy sigh. Every time Ace says a buzzword, Rex's eyebrow files a small private protest. He doesn't say anything out loud. He doesn't need to. His face is already saying it for him. Luna is technically present, her notebook is open. What's written in it isn't meeting notes, it's a doodle of a bird wearing the company lanyard. Nobody calls this out, because somehow, when the meeting ends, Luna is the only one who remembers a single useful detail from it. Nobody knows how. She just absorbs things sideways, the way some people learn a language by accident. And then there's Pip, sitting closest to the door, pen gripped tighter than necessary, writing down every single word in case any of it turns out to matter later. It won't. Pip doesn't know that yet, and that's exactly the problem. The meeting ends the way it always ends. Nothing was decided. Lunch is now 40 minutes later than planned. By 2 p.m., the office enters its most dishonest hour, the looking busy hour. Ace is on a call that may or may not be real, using the tone people use when they want you to assume it's important. Dex has opened 4 browser tabs about a problem nobody asked him to solve, convinced he's 3 insights away from changing the department forever. Rex has been staring at the same spreadsheet cell for 11 minutes, occasionally typing one number just to keep the cursor believable. Luna has her headphones on, technically working, definitely not working, somewhere between a song and a thought she'll never finish out loud. Pip is the only one actually working and somehow still looks the most anxious about it, convinced that someone, somewhere, is watching and grading. Someone is. It's Ace. He's not watching the work. He's watching who looks the most like they're doing it. Then comes the email that makes every spine in the office straighten at once. Subject line, team building day, mandatory fun. Ace sends a message to the group chat that says, "Can't wait, team," with 3 exclamation points he absolutely does not feel. Dex starts mentally drafting a 5-point argument for why this is statistically a poor use of a Tuesday. Rex doesn't even type a reaction. He just sends a single emoji that somehow contains his entire personality. Luna is, against every law of irony, the only one actually excited because someone finally gave her permission to be creative in a building that usually only wants her to file things. Pip says nothing in the chat and panics quietly for the rest of the day about what to wear. On the day itself, all 5 stand in a circle holding hands they did not consent to hold, singing a chant none of them chose, smiling for a photo that will be posted on the company page under the caption, "One Big Family." A family in which exactly 0 of them have each other's phone numbers. Then comes the moment the whole building fears once a year, performance review season. Pip goes in first because anxiety doesn't believe in delaying the inevitable. Ace, now playing the role of manager, opens a document titled Feedback and reads it like he's announcing a court verdict. He spends 10 seconds on everything Pip did right this year and 3 full minutes on the one typo from March that nobody else even noticed at the time. Why does one mistake always weigh more than 100 quiet wins? Because the brain remembers danger faster than it remembers safety, and somewhere along the way, offices figured out how to turn that fact into an annual ritual with a calendar invite. Dex goes in next and tries to negotiate his own review like a debate competition, presenting evidence, citing precedent, occasionally quoting himself from 3 months ago. Rex goes in and answers every question with the verbal equivalent of a shrug, because admitting he cares about the outcome would ruin the brand he's spent years building. Luna's review somehow turns into a conversation about a mural idea for the break room, and everyone leaves the room slightly happier and completely off topic. And here is where the whole day quietly flips on its head. Every one of them knows exactly what the others are doing. Ace knows Dex restates things to feel relevant. Dex knows Rex's sarcasm is just armor with better posture. Rex knows Luna's daydreaming is the only thing keeping her sane in a building with no windows that open. Luna knows Pip's anxiety is really just caring too much in a place that rarely says thank you. And Pip, quiet, watching everyone, might be the only one who's noticed that Ace's confidence wobbles the second nobody's looking at him. They all see each other's mask. Nobody mentions it. Because the moment someone says it out loud, the whole show stops, and none of them know what happens to an office once everyone admits they've been acting the entire time. So the show continues. 6:15 p.m. The same elevator, going the other direction now. 5 people, 5 days closer to retirement, riding down in a silence that somehow contains 5 completely different inner monologues. Ace replays the meeting in his head, wondering if alignment landed the way he wanted. Dex is already rehearsing tomorrow's better argument. Rex is composing in his mind the perfect comeback he will never actually say out loud. Luna is still thinking about the bird with the lanyard, and Pip is just relieved the day is over, already dreading the next one a little. Next Monday, 8:55 a.m., the same elevator doors will open. Ace will walk out first. Dex will be 2 steps behind, already thinking. Rex's arms will already be crossed. Luna will drift in somewhere between the real world and a better one. And Pip will be holding a coffee he still hasn't tasted, mouth already forming the words, "Good morning," in a tone none of them quite feel. Not because the job called them back. Because nobody ever told the 5 of them the show was allowed to end.